Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. And I got a question from one of my favorite, I've got a few of my favorite question askers, right? And you guys consistently ask me just awesome questions, and I'm like, I have to answer them. And they don't even make it to my Trello board sometimes because I'm just like, wow, this is really good question. This is a really good point. So this gentleman, I'm not going to name him because he likes to remain anonymous, but he has been the inspiration for many of my videos because he's always got something really important to say. I actually like to get this guy in for an interview because he's got awesome stories. He's a very smart guy, very much looks at the world from a different viewpoint and has a lot of experience. But you know, maybe someday he'll come out of anonymity, whatever. Maybe someday he'll come out of hiding. There we go, and we'll come onto the channel. Yeah, so anyway, for now, let's talk about this question here about working for free. And I really like this question because I keep getting comments. Some of you are so snarky. Some of you like try to point out contradictions and you're like, yeah, well, you know, you'd be taken advantage of if you're working for free. I think I've said multiple times in videos that I would like sleep on the lawn, set up a tent for a billionaire and work for free, just do whatever he wants, just to be near him and to learn from him, and that it would be well worth it. You don't have to pay me a dime, right? And some people say, well, but I couldn't do that. Yeah, you could do that, John. Whatever. Let's get to the question here, and we'll talk about this some more. Hi again, John. Let's see. Oh, well, I suppose this is somewhat relevant. FYI, I never watch your videos on a computer. I watch you in bed on a 75-inch 4K Sony TV every evening. Man, I'm like a TV star. That is awesome. I like that. That's cool. All right, so I never see the links, etc. in the description. Okay, some of you don't see the links, and oh man, I just hit my mic, so sorry about that. Anyway, some of you don't see the links and stuff. I try to point, annotate, I don't know, you know, I try to point down for descriptions if, you know, so I don't know. I can't help you guys. I didn't have much of an upbringing, and I quit school in the 10th grade. That's interesting. I pumped gas and I was helping a roofer roofing homes for a year. One day I helped someone install floor tile in the basement, and I decided that it was a lot easier than roofing. Okay, I bet anything's easier than roofing, right? I found a man named, and I'm going to skip the name, who was known as a good floor tile mechanic in Detroit, and I offered to work for him as a helper for free. It's in all caps, for free, for 3 months, if he would teach me the trade. And he took me up on it, and when the 3 months were up, he recommended me, and I started making real money. And he says he averaged about $100 a day, which was extremely good in the early 1960s. Okay, what's wrong with someone with talent who is having a hard time breaking into the professional programming world, offering to work for free for a month or so to at least get a foot in the door? This is a great question, and this is a great attitude that some of you need to develop. Here's the thing. It's not about the money you make now, it's about the money you make later. It's not about, you know, what you get paid, it's about what you become. Okay, so what you need to think about in your career, in your life, is how can I become the most, right? If you become the most, I guarantee you, you will make money. I guarantee you, right? If you develop your skills, if you develop your talent, if you become a person who has fortitude, who has grit, who has mental toughness, who has wisdom, you'll have a million ways to make money. Money won't be a problem. Money won't be a problem. For most people that are extremely successful, money is not the issue. They know how to make money. They're not necessarily focused all the time on making money. That's not the most important thing, right? It's the quality of life. It's the fulfillment of life. Achievement is easy once you get it. That's the key. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because of course you should work for free. Of course, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't make the most of your opportunities. I'm not saying that you shouldn't invest. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get paid for what you're worth. But what I am saying is that it makes a whole lot of sense to make a calculated decision to work for free in order to gain something more valuable than money, which is sometimes an opportunity, Sometimes it's a skill or a trade. I mean, we could really just say it's an opportunity, right? Let's make it simple. This is simple programmer making the complex simple. Let's make it simple. Sometimes it's worth working for free to get opportunity, because opportunity is priceless. You can't buy it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to weigh this out, right? There's going to be, it doesn't mean you should get taken advantage of, right? I'd rather see people, and this is where this weird contradiction that some people point out, but honestly, I'd rather see you work for free than to get paid less than you're worth. Now, I'm not saying there's not conditions where you could get paid less than you're worth in order to be an apprentice or to gain some valuable skill or something like that, or to get opportunity, sure. But it's probably better to just work for free in that case, right? Because then the motives and the rationale behind what you're doing is well understood, right? Sometimes if you work for less than what you're worth, you sort of create a lower perception of yourself, and it becomes difficult for you now to get paid what you're worth, right? Because you're sort of lowering the perception that people have of you. But if you volunteer your work for a nobler cause, for an opportunity, for a chance, for a foot in the door, you don't have to sacrifice yourself. You don't have to sacrifice your integrity. You don't have to sacrifice your worth in someone's eyes. So I'll give you an example, right? If you want to hire me, right? If you said, John, I want to hire you for 5 hours. I am going to tell you, first of all, that I don't charge by the hour anymore. If I did, it would be $500 an hour. No kidding. Go check out my coaching page if you want to see. And people who pay for my coaching, that's what they pay if they pay for an hourly rate. I don't lower that rate. I don't have time. I don't, but I'm going to tell you that I will charge you by the day. And I will charge you a minimum of $5,000 a day. Now, I'm not going to lower that, okay? If you said, hey, John, I've got a charity, or I've got a really good cause, would you consider doing it for $1,000 a day? I'm going to say no, but I would consider doing it for free. Okay, and the reason why is because if I discount that rate, I'm discounting myself, right? But doing it for free, and you'll find this, I don't want to side rail this whole discussion, but you'll find this when you talk to people that are making a lot of money. You may not want to go and ask them to discount their rate. You may want to just say, hey, would you do it for free? Because they may be more likely to do that. So anyway, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because I want to dispel that contradiction. It's not the same thing as being paid. You shouldn't maximize the amount you're being paid, right? That's not the point of this. The point is to maximize your future potential, your opportunity. So sometimes in the game of life, in pay, working for free now for a month, or even for 3 months, is going to net you a greater benefit in the future, right? Okay, and that's why you do it. And I'm going to give you an example of where people do this all the time. In fact, where people pay to work because they think it's a better benefit, right? Okay, but sometimes that's not going to be the case, and you want to maximize the amount of money that you make, that your skills, the value of your skills, right? It's not necessarily opportunity. The opportunity is in the ability to make money that is going to be able to ensure your long-term financial success, because you're going to invest that money. So you want to capitalize on the opportunity, get the highest pay that you can, get the best raise that you can. See what I'm saying? You always got to be thinking in the future. You're thinking ahead of time. So now the example. So what's an example where people pay money to work because they think they're going to make more money in the future? Oh yes, that's right. It's professional education. It's college. If you go to school, guess what you do? You pay a bunch of money to work your ass off. That's what school is. You pay a bunch of money to work your ass off because you believe it will pay off later. Now, I don't think it'll pay off later for most people, especially if you go into debt, but that's up for debate. But you see that example there, right? So I have no problem with you working for free. I have no problem with you setting up a tent and camping on a billionaire's front lawn for a couple of months and being a servant boy just to be around him and learn from him. This is smart. This is a smart thing to do if you're really looking towards your future, right? So, and that's what you should be looking at always. Where are things going to take you? Again, what I say at the beginning of this video, you should be focused on what you become, right? If you have to invest some time, if you have to invest some money, right? You should be investing some money in yourself as well, right? To become more, That's important, because if you become more, you will make more. Money will be easy. So focus on that. Don't worry about the economics in the short term. Great question. Thank you. And if you have a question for me, especially a wonderful question like that, you can email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com. And I'll tell you right now about an investment that you can make that will pay off, which is clicking the subscribe button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. And I will talk to you next time. Take care.